another deep dive edition of the Chicks on the Right podcast. Very excited because we have been talking to our audience about Patriot Mobile for weeks now, telling everybody why they should make the switch. And now we have with us from Patriot Mobile, the Chief Communications Officer, Leigh Wambsganss, is here to talk to us about Patriot Mobile. Leigh, thank you so much for being with us, first of all.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, and we've been doing what we can to get the word out about Patriot Mobile, but what does our audience need to know straight from the horse's mouth about why they should make the switch?
So here's the thing. I get asked all the time, we get that you're a conservative company. We get that you loudly proclaim Christian conservative company and that's, really God is at the helm of your business. We get that you give a portion of every dollar to your four pillars, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the sanctity of life, and military and first responders. But what are you? I'm afraid I don't know what you are. So let me answer that question. So we are on all the same towers of all of the major networks across the country, 4G, 5G, it's all the same. You can bring your same phone over. You can port your same phone number over. You're basically just switching your provider from one that contributes to things that you don't believe in to one that is helping the red economy, that is standing with you with your values and the things that you believe in, our conservatism, American exceptionalism. And with this red economy, we've got to start doing that in every aspect of our lives.
That's right. Yeah, totally. Okay, so when people say, I don't want to make the switch because it's going to be a hassle, or I feel like the service is going to be different. Like, what do you say to those people?
So I say, first of all, when you call 972-PATRIOT, here's another major difference. We are all U.S.-based customer service. We have a call center in Tyler, Texas, in Lancaster, California. And so you're going to get a U.S.-based customer service representative. They can walk you through every step. Or you can just go to patriotmobile.com and you can check our coverage map. You can see that we have all the same coverage. We have all of the towers. I get the fear. No one wants to be without their cell phone. What I get, I know a lot of realtors too. They're like, I can't change my number. It's on all of my signs. It would cost me, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make that change. You don't have to be afraid of any of those things. You can port your number over. Another cool thing is, unlike some other carriers where you have to go into a store and waste 2 hours, you can be at home, with your fuzzy slippers and your hot cocoa and make the change right there from your comfy couch.
So it really is that simple. So talk to our audience about how Patriot Mobile came to be. What's the history?
Well, interestingly, we are about to celebrate in November our 10-year anniversary. So
nice.
It's a really great milestone. So Glenn Story and his wife Jenny, they founded this company 10 years ago. And they founded it to have, they saw in the marketplace that there were extreme liberal alternatives in the telecommunications space. And they wanted to launch a conservative alternative. And that's just really what it is. And so the last several years, we have just grown exponentially, over 100% year after year. So we are really expanding and growing and just working very hard and keeping up with the growth. It's a great problem to have. And so we want all of your listeners. We know you have a lot of patriots that listen to you. We would love for all of them to come over and switch to Patriot Mobile. And it's a no risk thing too. There are no contracts. You can come over, test it out, and that's why we're growing. We say, guys, there's no risk here. Come on over, test it out. You'll see it's the exact same thing. You can keep your same phone. You can buy a new phone, but it's no different. It's the same cell phone service.
So when you guys say that you have conservative values, like what is it that you do? What is it you do in that space, in the conservative space? When people say, okay, well, say like another carrier may have liberal values and then you guys have conservative. What does that mean exactly to the person that's thinking about switching?
So there's some true differences made in all of those four pillars. So let's look at the First Amendment. and our freedom of speech and our freedom of faith and the right to free press, the right to address the government with our grievances. A lot of people miss that in the First Amendment. I don't know if you remember, was it so long ago that the Biden administration called addressing the government with their grievances when mama bears were going to school board meetings? He labeled that as domestic terrorism. So yeah, no, that's in the First Amendment for a reason. And we support organizations that are very much fighting for that. First Liberty just had the landmark case with the coach in Washington State. ADF just had some landmark cases. We vet the organizations that we give to very strongly. We make sure that they are good stewards of their money and that they're actually making a difference in the space that they're working in. There's so many grifters right now, and with social media, it's so easy for people to say they're doing things. If you go to our patriotmobile.com and click on About and click on Causes, you can see very well vetted causes that we're donating to. And so there's the First Amendment, there's the Second Amendment, the National Association of Gun Owners, there's the NRA. They're doing incredible legislation to protect our laws, to stop more gun control measures. Sanctity of Life, look no further than Susan B. Anthony, Pro-Life America. They have been so instrumental in so many areas of pro-life. Embrace Grace, we're going to an event this weekend and supporting that fundraiser for Embrace Grace. They are the hands and feet of Jesus in thousands of churches across America that are taking in women in crisis pregnancies. So it's the real feet on the street, our military and first responders. We've got the Folds of Honor coming up. We donated our NASCAR hood to Folds of Honor to get them more exposure and to help with that cause, because helping the children and the spouses of our fallen and disabled military is so important. And they've recently expanded their reach to also helping the first responders from police, fire, and the EMTs. So they are really, really feet on the ground and helping those families to afford educations that they couldn't otherwise afford.
That's what this is like. People talk about, I'm sorry, I was just going to say, people, just to like round that out, people always talk about, I want to buy American. This is like the foundation of buying American, It
is. And, in the past, that's been hard. It was about, so my kids are 18 and 20, and I remember when they were really little and we were launching that Buy American. And it was very difficult to buy American, at Christmas.
Yeah.
And we're getting better at that. It used to be that you really had to sacrifice to buy American. Well, with your cell phone service, you don't have to sacrifice. This one is
totally
a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's one of your monthly bills, every month. It's something you can do every month. And, I want to go back to our stewardship. I know it's hard to stop and pause in our busy lives, right? To get on the phone and make this switch. But everything we have is from God, right? We're accountable for what we do with the blessings that we've been given. And we need to get better at every area of life. And your cell phone service is an easy one, especially when it's exactly the same thing.
So how do you determine, is there like a set percentage of everyone's monthly bill that does get used to donate to causes, or how do you determine that?
So we have a leadership committee, and we sit down every year, and we have hundreds. And as you can imagine, as we've grown and gotten more viewership on shows like yours, we have a lot more. You can go to patriotmobile.com/financial request to request to be one of the organizations that we give to. And so that there's no set percentage yet, but every year we set a budget based on the expected annual revenue, and it's a portion of every dollar every year. And the more we make, the more we can give. And we always say it's not Patriot Mobile giving it. It's our customers giving it, because they have made the choice to make the change. And the more dollars we get in our monthly bills, the more we're able to give.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer.
It really is. And you do other things for your customers, like you have a newsletter, right? Like an email newsletter. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. And so we do a monthly blog and a monthly newsletter where we inform and equip people on all sorts of issues, and we educate them on the causes we give to and encourage them to also give to those causes. We also hold events several times a year that we call Equip and Educate. We've done things like we brought Vodi Bakum in. I don't know if you know Pastor Vodi Bakum, to explain what critical race theory really is and the biblical perspectives and the biblical approach. We showed the movie, Whose Children Are They? We showed the movie to a packed house of, we have this theater with over 400 seats, and we were able to get 400 people to view the Mind Polluters movie, which was so important. We've sponsored the Sound of Freedom, and so try to get important things in front of people to help educate and equip our electorate. You know, the left is really good at sending down talking points from DC, and it filters through pretty quickly. The Republicans aren't good at that. So we're hoping to fill in the gap and provide some education and some research and some sources to cite when our citizens are out there, you know, fighting the good fight for liberty.
Love it.
Remind everyone then how they can make the switch.
So 2 ways. You can go to patriotmobile.com and do it all online. Or if you're like me and you need someone to walk you through it, because I'm at the age where I need a little technical help, you can call 972-PATRIOT. And our very kind and very understanding, all US-based customer service will walk you through every step. There is no question that is stupid. We get them all, and I have had the most. So they are very kind and very passionate. I'll give you an example of our customer service. We were at a convention, and we were standing there, and a man walked up and said, "I want to talk to Philip." And we're all like, okay, here he is, and brought Philip up. And he said, "I want to tell y'all what happened when I called. I'm a Patriot Mobile customer. And I called, Philip answered, and he fixed my problem right away. But then he said, 'Are you okay, sir? Is there anything I can pray for you about?' And it just happens that this man, I won't go into what it was, but was going through something very difficult. And Philip just stopped and prayed with him. That's what a Christian conservative company is all about.
That is awesome.
It's one of the many differences you get with Patriot
story.
Mobile.
I love that too. That's fantastic.
Well, and the great thing too is that when people call 972-PATRIOT or go to patriotmobile.com and use code CHICKS, they get free activation. So there are no excuses to anybody who's listening right now. Leigh Wambsganss, Chief Communications Officer for Patriot Mobile, we so appreciate your time today. Thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. We love you all. Thanks so much.
Thank you.